Ladies and gentlemen, may I proudly bring to you the #1 Hall of Famer of 2014, inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, the Ultimate Warrior. That's right, the Ultimate Warrior is back, baby. Warrior! Warrior, warrior! Whoa! I couldn't do I wanted to do a different intro, but I just couldn't help it. I was so excited about it. It was just like, the Warrior's back, man! Who would have thought the Ultimate Warrior would be back in the WWE, especially after all this being slated so much by the WWE. It was one of the most craziest cats that they have. Okay, brief introduction to myself. My name is Soul, and I am introducing the WWE Raw review for the 13th of January 2014, and I will just get straight into it. And let's get straight into it, shall we? Okay, so the first match that we have is Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan versus the Usos. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought they'd be fighting again? Well, we all thought that. And they keep on doing them stupid intros, and it just keeps on getting more and more annoying, really. And because you can clearly see the difference between the two groups. I think the biggest difference is the fact that the Wyatt family stink. And I don't mean that literally, I mean in terms of their wrestling ability and in terms of who they are and intimidation factor, etc. They're not very good. They do not represent. They're not very good at all. I don't know why they. It must have been Vince's work completely. But the Wyatt family fought, and they fought the Usos, and the Usos won by disqualification. What the heck is going on here? I thought clearly, what the heck is going on here? I thought they were going to build this up, maybe for WrestleMania, so that the Wyatts would be fighting the Undertaker to bring him back into the weirdness realm of the WWE. And I thought that's why they would be headlining Daniel Bryan versus the Undertaker, but later on in the show we found out something different, and I'll go on about that in a second. Next, we got John Cena, the second on the match. Would you have thought that would have happened in a WWE Raw event? No, I definitely didn't think that would happen. But let's be honest, when things like this happen, they always happen for a reason in the WWE. And but it was, I have to say, it was a good match between the two. John Cena versus Sandow. They built Sandow up previously from what he did in the past when he fought John Cena, and when he cashed in his Money in the Bank in October. And they built him up to obviously make him fall, and which he did. And he lost by obviously the FU, and well, that was it, really. I mean, the only good thing I really found really good about the match was John Cena tried a different move. He tried a spinning DDT from the top rope. Who would have thought John Cena would have it in him to improvise and learn something new at this age? You know, you think being a dinosaur like he is, I'm only kidding, he is not that bad. But being a guy like he is, who's been known to just do his thing, and he's managed to stick by it for so many years, he would come out with a different move, especially on Raw. He clearly has been inspired by someone. Probably me, I'm only kidding. No. Anyway, he won that match, and that was the end of it. He hugged his father, and because he was in the Dunkin' Donuts arena as well for some apparent reason. And that was it, and he left. Yay! Yippee! Then Big Show came out. Big Show came out and fought Jack Swagger. Now this match was good, but in terms of the fact that Jack Swagger got his rear end beaten on quite a bit, and Big Show won the match. But then Big Show did the wrong thing by punching out Zeb Coulter. How dare you, Big Show? That's bulliness, my friend. It's bulliness. How could you do that to such a young man of that stature, man? He's old enough to be your grandfather, and what do? You punch him in the face. That's disrespectful. Not just disrespectful, it's weak. You hit a person who is lower in weakness than you. Well, we'll see now. We'll see what happens to you later on. Anyway, next match, it was CM Punk and the New Age Outlaws versus the Shield. Now, who would have thought this match would happen again after Old School was last week? I thought the New Age Outlaws were gone and that would be the end of it, but apparently the New Age Outlaws are back. Or so we all thought, because halfway through the match, the New Age Outlaws left the arena, walking out and leaving CM Punk to get finished by the Shield. And then the Shield, right at the end of the match, did that triple power bomb, what they're famous for, and beat CM Punk down. And that was it. Quite frankly, I think the New Age Outlaws are going to be gone now. They're not going to be coming back for sure. I have to say, with the New Age Outlaws, they are still very, very talented. They can still move like youngsters nowadays. They still look young. I can't see them. I've not seen any difference between them all. I still think they've got it. They can still do it. And on SmackDown this week, they're going to be fighting Cody Rhodes and Goldust for the. I don't think it's for the title, though. I think actually it is. It is for the title. That will be a good match to watch. I hope they win it. That would be good to see. But why would they put that on SmackDown? I do not know. Anyway, you should have put it on Raw. Anyway, now the big news that came out of the WWE Raw, for me, being an old school fan, whether you're an old school fan or a new school fan, if you don't know who the Ultimate Warrior is, then my gosh, you need to read up on him, man. The Ultimate Warrior, you can just type him in anywhere and find out about him. The guy's electric, man. He's electric matches. There's not been one wrestler who's come close. The only closest guy who's come close to the electricity of the Ultimate Warrior was The Rock. And quite frankly, Ultimate Warrior was in a league of his own, and quite frankly, he was just the man. That character, that whole thing was amazing for the time. I wish he would have lived on for a lot longer years, but it didn't. But I'm so happy for him that he's inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, because there's so many people who should have. Let's be honest. There's a lot of people who've been inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame who shouldn't have got. I don't want to name any names because it's disrespecting certain people, because they're elderly people now, and I don't want to disrespect them. But in general, it's good to see him there, and quite frankly, he belongs there, because let's be honest, even though he was there for a short period of time, he defined what future was in terms of sports entertainment and the evolution of the sport into the next generation. However, Hulk Hogan managed to take it all over for himself, but he was what we call. He was amazing. He had the X factor as such, and he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm happy for him to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, sorry about that for people who don't like the Ultimate Warrior. I just had to get that off my chest. Really happy for him. Anyway, Randy Orton came out and he was talking, and he's worried as usual about everybody coming after his title. Brock Lesnar, Batista, John Cena. And then he basically walked out and talked to Kane, and Kane gave him a match against Kofi Kingston. And in terms, they had the match, and I have to say it was a long match. It was a good match, and quite frankly, Kofi won the match. Who would have thought? No one. I have to say, just for that moment, because quite frankly, Kofi Kingston works himself to the bone. Every week he comes in and he puts on that smiley face and just goes at it and goes full blast and wrestles to the max, and every week he loses. For once, the fact that he beat the world champion, for sure he didn't get the title, but at least he won the match. He took a beating off Randy, and right at the end of the match he won that match, and that was good to see. But that led up to the setup of what was going to happen, because quite frankly, Randy Orton was besides himself, man. He went crazy. He started hyperventilating, thinking, what's going to happen, man? What's going to happen? Oh my gosh, I lost this match. What am I going to do? What can happen? I could lose the title. I could lose it all. I could lose everything. And guess who was on the side of the ring? John Cena's father. So what did he do? He beat on John Cena's father and then ran away. And then obviously John Cena came, took his dad to the hospital, and we've seen this before. He did that last time, I remember, but he did it worse, in a worse situation where he front kicked him to the face. I think they're just recycling the same stuff that they did with Randy Orton and John Cena, and quite frankly, it is quite annoying that, because you would have thought that Randy Orton would have evolved over time, and he would be more like he's trying to stick to, being confident now. Because even then, back then, Randy Orton was very worried that he would lose a title or he wouldn't win the match, and he was a heel then as well. I mean, he does a good heel job, I have to say, but in terms of his babyface status, in terms of him being a solid, versatile wrestler, he's just not managed to do that. And I feel he should, him and John Cena, if they had an epic match in WrestleMania, which won't happen, it would be good to see John Cena as a babyface and Randy Orton as a babyface, and they both go fight each other as babyfaces. But they build Randy Orton up for at least 4 months and build him up, and they fight each other and they go at it, and that would be an awesome match to see. I think that would be better instead of Randy Orton going, no, don't hit me, and then RKO wins a match and stuff like that. I don't like it. I really don't. But that's just me. Let me know what you think, people. Anyway, the next match, an announcement came, which was the Big Show is going to face Brock Lesnar in Royal Rumble, man. In Royal Rumble in 2 weeks' time, he's going to face Big Show, and Brock are going to be facing off each other in Royal Rumble in a match. Wow, that is a match to see. I didn't think they'd book it that soon. I thought it would be during WrestleMania time that they'd be doing it, or maybe Elimination Chamber time that they would be doing it, but they've done it so damn soon. Now, I think they're just building it up so that Brock Lesnar gets a, they build him up for WrestleMania to fight somebody else, and Big Show ends up being in the side room fighting somebody else. I don't know who, but that's the real deal here. Okay, So the next match was Goldust and Cody Rhodes versus RYBACSL. Now, this match, it was okay. It was an okay match. I mean, I saw Ryback doing some Goldberg moves where he does he thrusts up the guy over his head, then lets go and catches him, and then power slams the guy. And I think Ryback should integrate a lot of Goldberg's move. I mean, they're not trademarked or anything like that. Why don't you just use them? You know, if you've got something there which isn't trademarked, just do it. Why not? Quite frankly, because Goldberg decided he's not going to come back to the WWE. Well, I think if he does, I think he should just come back next year now, because quite frankly, this year is just saturated with so many things happening. I don't think it's good for Goldberg to come back, even if he wants to elevate himself for future or anything like that. I think ideally, next year would be ideal for him, but this year, no. But yeah, Goldust and Cody Rhodes, they defeated RYBACSL. Well, I saw that coming. I think everybody else saw that coming from a mile off. Okay, and another thing is, we've got Batista next week on Raw. You would have thought next week he is back and he is on Raw. How would you have thought that would be happening? I never thought that would be happening so soon. I don't know why they built him up. Obviously, it's for the Guardians of the Galaxy, because he's going to be releasing that, I think it's May or June time, during the summertime, Guardians of the Galaxy coming out. But still, I didn't think that he would be back so soon. I thought he would be back in Royal Rumble, and then after that, then he'd be coming back, and he'd be coming in Raw, WWE Raw, and then the introduction to WrestleMania would be coming. But apparently he's back now, and I guess that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just very shocking that he's back next week, so that's something to look forward to, I guess. Now, Rey Mysterio versus Del Rio was the next match, and Del Rio and Mysterio, they are main eventers, and I don't know why they actually had this match just on WWE Raw, to be truthful. But because it should be on a bigger card, in my opinion, such as Royal Rumble or something like that. However, this match happened, and Del Rio just beat on him. He just beat on Rey Mysterio, and that was the end of the match. He won, and then he sent a message to Batista saying that he's gonna be the one who's gonna be chucking that Pero over the top rope. And quite frankly, I don't think that's gonna happen, is it? We all know that isn't gonna happen. I think what's gonna happen is Batista is gonna be throwing the Pero Del Rio back over the rope. Well, that's my prediction. Let me know what you think, people. And then we're on to the main event. Now, I thought, what a joke, because quite frankly, Kane came out. Well, Kane, he's got a new role in the WWE, whatever that is. I do not know the title, but he decided that the Wyatts, him and I don't know what the other guy's name is either. I forgot it off the top of my head. It's not Bryan, it's I don't know. It's something, but they both decided, the people in charge decided that the Wyatts would be fighting the Usos again in a rematch, this time in a steel cage, and Kane decided that the door would be locked via the chain and a proper lock on the door. So we thought, yes, this is going to be good, and who knows what will happen. It's a steel cage match on Raw. Who would have thought on Raw this would actually happen? But yeah, this did happen, and the Wyatts and the Usos fought together, and the Usos, they're amazing wrestlers. I have to say, they need a bigger push. I don't think they're going to get it, but you know what? They are very talented guys. They can do high-flying stuff, and they won the match. Even when they won the match, they jumped on top of one of the wrestlers from the top of a cage onto the one of the other Wyatt family members, and they won the match. And then it was just Bryan and Wade Bryant. Oh, Brian. Oh, I'm just getting all these names mixed up now. You know, the Wyatt, the main Wyatt guy, Braid Wyatt. Yeah, Braid Wyatt, or whatever his name is. Yeah, him and Daniel Bryan were in the ring, and the reason they actually lost the match was because Daniel Bryan landed on the top rope and caused the big Wyatt to land on his nuts, and that gave the Usos the opportunity to go over the top rope, over the cage and out of the cage, and they won the match due to that. So the main Wyatt guy, Braid Wyatt, told Daniel Bryan that get on your knees and let me, you know, sacrifice you like I do always. And he kissed him on the forehead and was going to sacrifice him, and Daniel Bryan decided no. And then because he said no, Wade Bryant decided to say, Braid Wyatt or whatever Wyatt decided to say, "You're a coward, man, how dare you." And then he tried to attack Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan just beat on him for a good 5 minutes. And the other Wyatts tried to come in the cage, but they couldn't because it was locked. And then they managed to stay out, the other Wyatt family, because when they were trying to, crawl up the cage, Daniel Bryan threw Wade Bryant into them, causing them to fall off the cage, and then Daniel Bryan finished it off with that big knee, and then it was yes, 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 yes. You know what? That was a great ending, because quite frankly, I was sick of it. I was sick of the Wyatt family. I do not know why they're there. I don't think they're intimidating, and it's just Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's just stupidness. It's just pure stupidness, and it wasn't making any sense. They weren't going anywhere with this whole storyline, and I'm glad it's over. However, I do think that they kind of missed the boat here. I think they could have built it up, made them win a lot of matches, and at WrestleMania they could have made Daniel Bryan face the Undertaker, and Daniel Bryan trying to get the Undertaker to come and join the Wyatt family. That would have been a better way to go. That would have been ideal. But now that Daniel Bryan is free, now what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Do you know? I don't know. Actually, this has got me intrigued now. What is going to happen with the Wyatt family? Are they going to still keep on bugging Daniel Bryan? But then we've got WrestleMania coming up as well. I know it's a few months away, but regardless, is this just the storyline going to be coming on up till, end of February? Probably so. And then Daniel Bryan will probably finish them off. But then, what will happen with the Wyatt family? What will happen with the Wyatt family? I think they're going to be left on the shelf, and they won't know what to do with them, and they'll end up like Sheamus and be put on the shelf. They may be put on SmackDown as well after that, and that will be the end of the Wyatt family, unfortunately. But well, what a way to go, hey? Anyway, that's enough from me. I've talked enough, and I'm sorry if I've talked enough, if I've bored you or anything like that. Thank you for listening. Please like this, share this, add any comments, let me know what you think, ask me any questions. Thank you again for listening to this. I very, very much appreciate it. I really do. Have a great day. Thank you. Peace.